Okay. Let's see. Let's watch. Cities of the future, mega cities. What is this?
Cities are more than just buildings and streets. They are
Whoa.
living, breathing
Excuse me.
entities
Sorry.
shaped by human ambition and necessity. But as we stand on the precipice of the future, will our cities soar into the heavens, sink into the earth?
What is this?
Or stretch across the stars?
Dude, they'll probably decay and get
If you
really
could design the
dirty,
perfect city,
and everything
what
will
would it be
stop
like?
working,
A
and then
sprawling garden
no one will be able to
paradise,
take care of the
a
nuclear
towering
facilities that we're gonna
metropolis
build,
reaching space,
and
a
then
floating city
and then-
drifting among the clouds,
and then we'll be
or one
cooked.
sitting deep underground with its
We'll start
own
having
artificial
blackouts.
sun. Today we'll explore the cities of the future and the incredible ways they might reshape our lives. From skyscrapers stretching to the heavens to
Dude, did you just hear that? Wait, listen to that.
ways they might reshape our
From skyscraper,
lives. From skyscrapers stretching to the heavens
from skyscraper stretching to heavens.
to entire civilizations built among the stars, the
The
cities of tomorrow
stars.
won't just be bigger, they'll
Yes!
be smarter, greener, and more interconnected. Some may stretch across continents.
We got a
while
retarded
others
person.
might hover above the clouds.
They
or
might
follow
hover
vast
above the
subterranean
cloud.
realms beneath the Earth's surface.
That's
Yet
so
alongside
wholesome,
these
dude.
breathtaking visions, there's always the shadow
No, sorry, Jake, that's not Indian. That's a retarded lisp.
of dystopia, polluted,
You silly
overcrowded,
goose.
and lifeless concrete jungles.
This is what like Down syndrome people sound like.
Which version will our future cities become? To answer
Which
that, let's
version?
first look at how we got here.
It's the
When I
autistic.
was born in 1980, the global
Down syndrome
population was
lisp.
around 4.4 billion. By 2000, it had grown to 6.1 billion. By 2020, it had reached nearly 7.8 billion. The world isn't just getting more populous, it's getting denser, taller, and more complex.
Tower.
The cities of the past grew outward. The cities of the future,
Hold on, let's hear
they
him
might
out,
be
though.
almost
Maybe he's right.
unrecognizable.
Wait, what is that? That's Kino. Is this from like that Star Wars MMO?
For one, they
That
might not
old
be on
one?
Earth at all.
Or
On
what
Earth,
is this?
though, rapid urbanization has reshaped how we live. More people means denser cities, longer commutes, and the challenge of balancing resources. Some worry this will lead to soulless megacities, but others believe it presents a unique opportunity to build something
Megacity.
better. As the global population continues to rise and environmental challenges grow, cities must evolve to meet the needs of future generations. Conversely, if populations
He's trying to like, he's like close to hiding the autism lisp, but it's just there, you know? It's like when you start hearing him say the power.
stabilize or decline, especially in urban
Power
areas,
Star
we can
Wind?
see vast stretches of empty, decaying architecture.
What's that?
Urban centers today face significant challenges, including resource depletion, pollution,
The growth of city, what's he gonna-
underpopulation, and
What's the
aging
point?
populations. These issues demand innovative solutions to ensure sustainable and efficient living environments. Every city tells a story of triumph, of struggle, of adaptation.
Dude, he's getting
but in the
way
war of
too,
AI-driven
way
automation,
too ahead of
harsh
himself.
environments, and space
This is not where
colonization,
we are headed.
What kind of stories will our future cities
Bro, we don't even have high-speed rail. Can we just talk about it? This is so cooked. We're sitting here trying to figure out how to like make the cities not literally be disgusting, covered in garbage, and not have homeless people everywhere, and like drug addicts like roaming the streets, and like Targets robbed and like everything stolen from and whatever. We don't even have like high-speed rail. If we were gonna have awesome cities, we would focus on like intercontinental high-speed rail. Obviously in the cities, we would have that, but then, you know, between cities, we would have like what? Nuclear power in every city, cheap electricity. They would be spotless. Like that would be the beginning, you know. That'd be the start, obviously, I think. And then from there, then maybe we can start talking about, oh, we're going to make a vertical city where they fly from the buildings or whatever this guy's saying. But, yeah, we're not even close to this. This is crazy. This is insane. We are not getting this, brother.
tell? We'll be discussing these as we go,
We
We'll
can't
also
let our
ask what might
retards
these future
down.
cities look like.
TND for
Will
Downies.
they
Yeah, they
rise into
want.
the skies as massive
Dude, they want
ontologies
this.
spread beneath your surface,
They want flying
or even
cars.
drift among the stars. Advances in artificial intelligence, automation, remote work, online shopping,
This is kind of
and
fun
renewable
though.
energy are already shaping the urban landscapes.
This
of
is
tomorrow.
so. This is like so awesome. It's just like a Down syndrome guy's future and dreams of the future.
This episode will explore the possibilities, opportunities, and risks of these emerging
LA, New York
cityscapes
City,
as we
3
ask,
hours. Yeah,
how
we
will
need
technology
that
and
first.
innovation redefine urban life in the future. There are many different possibilities for where we might want to build, both for aesthetic reasons and for practical ones. Would you rather live in a city where the sky is your backyard,
Underground
where
city.
you walk among the clouds, or
Underground.
one so deep underground that the
I
sun
want
is
to
a
have a
distant
city in a
memory?
cave.
The choice may not be as simple as it
Woo!
sounds. What would it be like to live in a tower so tall you look down on the clouds, or in an underground cavern so immense it had its own
An underground cavern.
weather?
High-speed rail in the California Central Valley is a corruption-infested mistake. I know. That's the other problem is when they do try to do these projects, it's just literally a scam. It's just them robbing everyone. Like them just overspending and then not doing anything with it.
Deep under the sea, or one floating in the sky, or hanging in orbit.
Yeah, you need someone.
Today, we'll
You
explore
need
the
like a
places we might
fucking
live and
fascist
what life in
dictator to
them
build the
might be
high-speed
like.
rail, because otherwise it will
And
just
if that
be
sounds like fun, hit
construction
those like and
companies
subscribe buttons
robbing
and grab a drink and a
the
snack,
state.
and let's dive in. I've spent time in cities all over the world, and while I appreciate their architecture, I've always preferred wide open spaces or forests. My wife and I live on a farm in rural Ohio.
He's
miles from
married
the
in
nearest store.
Ohio.
But even out here, we still feel connected to major urban centers. Cleveland, Youngstown, and Erie, PA, each about an hour away. This is why I tend to imagine the cities of the future as blending urban, suburban, and rural elements.
Ohio
Not
named.
everyone wants to live in a towering skyscraper, but that doesn't
Honestly, I think in the current system, California would, if they told a company like we will pay, if you build high-speed rail, we'll pay for it when it's done. Then it would happen. You know what I mean? Like if they were offering it like, okay, once we see it all done, we'll pay for all of it and, then extra, whatever it took you to build that. But, yeah, if they're just going to say, we'll spend $1 trillion to do it, then they'll spend $1 trillion and never get the high-speed rail.
doesn't mean we can't create spaces where a variety of lifestyles thrive. This means I'm probably a bit biased when it comes to imagining the cities of the future. When I picture a grand space habitat, I tend to envision it with more suburban and rural elements, rather than just towering...
Corruption of CA aside, you can't force them to do shit? Well, no, the corruption is the people that are proposing the budget are in on it. Like the people that are proposing, we are going to spend $1 trillion to build the high-speed rail are working with the company that's going to defraud the fucking state. Like the politicians are in on it. Like that's the issue. That's right. When I'm saying you need like a fascist to do it, I mean like to throw those people in prison, like to fucking execute them. They're doing that. That's like treasonous.
Have both. And I also think this perspective helps, as cities, once notorious for charging an arm and a leg for a closet-sized apartment, have actually been growing larger in terms of average accommodations. Green parks and other third spaces have also been on the rise.
Third spaces.
While the classic image of smog-choked streets in a world where every tree has been cut down no longer seems likely, let alone the grim certainty many predicted when I was a kid. Ironically, those predictions often place that bleak future in the here and now. We'll skip the inevitable humorous comparison of how close Los Angeles is to its fictional depictions in classics like Blade Runner, set in
environmental
2019,
studies
and my
can't
own
happen.
personal
They will
favorite
take
film.
all the money. Yeah,
I was born in
100%.
California, and I've been out to LA a few times since 2019, and didn't think it looked much like its common cyberpunk portrayal. Though at the time I'm writing this, LA is literally
Bro went to LA and was disappointed that it doesn't look like cyberpunk. Dude, it's not supposed to at all. That'd be terrible.
on fire. And humor aside, fire has wrecked a lot of cities, and also many have risen even greater and more grand afterwards.
Dude, this
I don't
guy is
doubt
so
the city of
silly. Dude,
Angels
wait, that was him and his
in
wife.
California, and I
Dude, what the fuck? I mean, she's not like a 10, but that's crazy. That's him and he's U.S. Army. Oh. Thank you for your service, sir.
few times since 2019.
What's your excuse?
And it seems to
Incel,
look
true.
like it's
Yo, by the way, Power Jet Lifestyle JimboZoomer mods. I need you to spam that shit. We gotta bankroll the show. We're $3 in. We're an hour and 30 minutes into the show. We are at $3. The show is struggling. Okay, we're gonna need PowerChat.live/JimboZoomer being spammed constantly because yesterday we didn't hit the goal and we were not spamming it.
Common cyberpunk portrayal. Though at the time I'm writing this,
Support
LA
the
is
show!
literally on fire. And humor aside, fire has wrecked a lot of cities, and also many have risen even greater and more grand afterwards. And I don't doubt the City of Angels will do the same. We previously explored the near-term future and the services people will want over the next few decades in our episodes on smart cities.
Want chain link.
We examined the more classic sci-fi dystopian megacity in our episode on megacities. While we will revisit some points from both today, I'd like to branch out more.
You should see San Francisco. San Francisco is more like a cyberpunk city. I mean, I sound insane saying that because everyone thinks like, oh, it is the one with the more homeless people and it is like a shithole, but all the tech companies are there and the tech companies have like parks on the roofs. Yo!
Tilgat sent $10.
Dude, Tilgat has just been carrying this show lately. Thank you, Tilgat. Big shout out. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. Let's go. We're now 13% of the way through the dono goal. Be like Tilgat. Support it. Keep it alive. Pay the Jimbo tax. Don't scam the show, etc. You know. But yeah, no, this guy should go see San Francisco because he would actually. San Francisco is like a vertical city.
More.
LA is like the opposite. LA is like a gigantic valley that's like spread out because it's a huge valley.
And with trees in mind, let's begin by dipping into vertical cities and ecologies. Now, verticality in cities is nothing new, but it's also dreadfully expensive. It is easy to forget that even a place like New York City, which has on an order of 1 million buildings, most are just a few stories high with only a few hundred skyscrapers. Scaling up a city isn't just about adding more buildings. Adding more changes how we move around. Let's say your city doubles in size. You might think that means travel time just doubles, but in reality, it gets much worse. Most people don't live in the very center of a city, and most places they want to go aren't there either. If you pick 2 random spots in a city, the average distance between them is almost the radius of the city, or about 45% of the diameter.
Yo, thank you, Brad Bog. I appreciate it. What the fuck is this? Send in your weird content. Bankroll the show. Ah, dude, what the? Dude, stop, dude. Dude, stop. What the? All right, thank you for the 3.
28 times the radius divided by 45 pi to be exact.
I'm not lovable, but I am rich.
Most
W.
cities are not. It's actually worse for your typical city sprawling along some river or coast or both, but it still scales this up the same. Doubling a city's width potentially quadruples its population. It also doubles the average distance between points, and thus commute times, even before factoring in traffic congestion, popular spots, or bottlenecks like bridges. And the result? Unless transportation keeps pace, bigger cities means longer commutes and more congestion. This is where vertical cities come into play. Given a large enough population, you might indeed need multiple versions of these. But another solution to urban sprawl is to build vertically. A city that averages 16 stories in height would have a quarter of the commute times, or at least travel distances, compared to an equally populated city that's only 1 story tall. If congestion or public transport inefficiencies doubled commute times, you'd still be far ahead in terms of accessibility and efficiency over the wider and flatter town. However, balancing vertical expansion against infrastructure costs is tricky. Taller buildings require more expensive materials, and greater engineering complexity, while sprawling cities demand more roads and maintenance. Advances in construction materials and automation have made taller buildings more viable, and this trend will likely continue. But if you build high enough, you eventually hit the vertical problem, where internal transportation becomes a major bottleneck. Imagine living on the 150th floor of a megastructure. You step out of your apartment, press the elevator button, and wait, and wait, and wait some more. Minutes pass before the doors finally open, only to reveal a packed elevator. You sigh and wait again. In a city where streets
Vertical
are
subways.
It's the equivalent of rush hour traffic, but instead of sitting in gridlock, you're stuck in a steel box moving at 20 feet per second. This is the elevator conundrum. The taller the building, the more space is needed for vertical transportation. But here's the paradox.
Tubes.
As skyscrapers grow taller, so do the number of people relying on elevators. As the elevators multiply, they get more and more of the building's interior. Without solutions, a building could reach a point where over half its floor space is dedicated solely to elevator shafts, making vertical expansion beyond as pointless.
I love the way he says vertically. I love the way he says fucking everything. This guy's awesome.
Layouts and sky bridges
I love arcology.
Dedicated express elevators to certain floors.
Dude, what? Then he's gonna talk about space skyscrapers, subterranean cities.
Subterranean cities.
The underground
For as long as
city.
humans have sought shelter, the Earth itself has provided protection.
I love
Today, we
those.
still build underground, not just basements and tunnels, but vast subways, commercial districts, and even entire bunker complexes. Could the future see entire cities beneath the surface? The advantages are clear. Underground structures are naturally insulated, reducing energy costs for heating and cooling. They are shielded from extreme weather, radiation, and even many natural disasters. They are fortified against hostile action. They have potential on Earth as cities of their own or extensions of greater cities above, but underground may be the best option on many other worlds. A subterranean metropolis could provide unmatched security during
a
global
Martian
crises,
subterranean
whether from environmental
complex.
issues, asteroid impacts, or
Stop it.
nuclear
Take
war.
me seriously.
In places
Okay,
where
sorry.
land
You're
is
right. You're right.
scarce, digging downward
What
could
is
allow
this?
for
Beardson
vast urban
tweets?
expansion without disrupting natural landscapes above. But life in an underground city might feel oppressive, dark, or isolated.
Gotta head to the DMV. If a clip leaks of me saying the N-word, please get the Give Send Go page ready for me. Yes, sir. I gotcha. And I'm gonna
Natural
steal
light
all
will
of
be
it.
limited, and artificial lighting, no matter how advanced, might never fully replace the psychological effects of sunlight. Air circulation and water management would require constant technological oversight. In extreme cases, a poorly maintained subterranean city could devolve into a stagnant, enclosed society riddled with infrastructural failures, poor air quality, and economic disparity between those living deeper versus those closer to the surface. If done
Like
right,
in 40K.
however, subterranean cities could be vibrant, modern habitats.
But without Jews, they could look like
Expansive
this.
underground parks, mushroom cities could be
If Jews exist, if the Jews exist, the underground city will look like this.
Versus those closer to the surface.
There will be
if done
soy
right,
boy.
however, subterranean cities
But if
could
the
be
Jews are
vibrant,
not
modern
out,
habitats.
they could look like this.
Expansive underground parks, mushroom forests,
Wow.
and crystal mazes, hydroponic gardens, and carefully designed lighting could create a comfortable green environment, eliminating the dreary images of cramped dystopian bunkers.
Beautiful.
And while Earth may have little need for
Beautiful.
entire cities beneath its surface, learning to live underground could be a vital stepping stone for colonizing other worlds, where digging into rock or ice for protection against radiation and harsh conditions may be essential for survival. See our subterranean
the
cities
mushroom
episode for more
forest.
discussion.
That's so fun.
Artificial island cities. Humans have long shaped coastlines to our needs, but artificial island cities takes this to the
Okay,
next level.
the AI
Extending
images
land
are
into
getting
the ocean,
lower and lower
creating
quality.
floating cities, or even building massive anchored platforms. Floating or modular designs.
I like when it
could
just
allow
looks like
sections
the
of a
AI
city
got
to
lazy.
detach and relocate based on
Like,
climate,
just stop
politics, or
drawing them
economic
straight.
shifts. Life
Like,
in
eh,
an artificial island city
close
could be
enough.
idyllic. Ocean views, clean energy from solar, wind, and wave power, and access to fresh seafood. The city may migrate, floating around over the course of a year. Vast ocean farms made from floating rafts of some material, which gives roots and nutrients something to cling to, might feed your city while beautifying the empty sea and enhancing the local marine ecosystem with a supply of additional biomass and marine snow. However, maintaining infrastructure at sea is expensive, and storms and tsunamis pose risks. Corrosion,
attacks from
logistics, and
pirates.
freshwater supply are ongoing
Yarr.
challenges. A floating city might feel liberating, but isolation and governance issues could lead to lawlessness or economic instability. Indeed, placing them in international waters to get around laws tends to be a major motivation for building them at present, and that could have some undesired consequences. If well planned, these cities could expand living space for
being on the
growing
high sea
populations,
goes crazy.
but they could also become playgrounds for the
Underwater
ultra-rich, leaving the rest
cities.
of humanity behind, or havens to pirates and criminals and illegal research.
That'd be
See our
so
recent episode on
cool.
marine habitats, or
Dude, an illegal like scientific like war criminal like Goebbels or someone making a freaking floating city,
episode on
floating pirate city,
artificial islands and seasteading for more on building your own
creating
island
clone
kingdom.
armies. Ooh, illegal clone armies.
Underwater cities. For centuries, humanity has dreamed of colonizing the ocean depths, inspired by stories of Atlantis and
Thank you, Kokichi.
Just resubscribed.
You're now
Okay.
level 6, Jughead. Let's go.
futuristic visions
Welcome
of
back.
dome-covered seafloors.
My sub just ran
Advances in
out.
materials and technology.
Well, if you
now
get
make
one within the
underwater
month, it
cities
will
a
give it back.
possibility.
It will put you
These
back at the right
habitats could
street.
offer a sanctuary from many problems, function as deep-sea resource stations, or serves as hubs for ocean mining and aquaculture. Being underwater provides built-in protection from hurricanes and surface radiation, and the deep sea is
surface
thoroughly
radiation.
stable, reducing energy costs for temperature control. Living in an underwater city could be both surreal and isolating. Imagine walking up to a panoramic view of bioluminescent fish
Whoa.
swimming past your window, with artificial sunlight
Seal
filtering
Respector
through a
just
dome.
gifted one
Thank you,
subscription
Seal
on Kick.
Respector. Let's go. Swordjack Party Groipo has just gifted it. He's back. He's at level 6 Jughead now. Congratulations on the level up. Big shout outs. I appreciate it. Welcome back, Swordjack Party Groipa.
Daily life
The
might
soy
involve
jag party
farming
boy
algae,
ba.
managing air and water recycling systems, or even exploring the ocean in personal submersibles.
Person.
However,
Dude, yes. Say that again.
systems, or even exploring the ocean in personal submersibles.
Personal submersibles.
However, psychological stress from
In a
confined
personal
spaces,
submersible.
the need for constant maintenance, and the
Gosh,
risks
I
like
love
structural
that. What a
failure or
fun
oxygen
voice.
supply issues could turn this
a
paradise into a
fun
high-tech prison. Indeed,
retard
we
voice.
discussed using their lower levels for that purpose, and undersea Alcatraz. Without proper planning,
Whoa.
underwater cities could become neglected, crumbling relics, or even eerie abandoned ghost towns.
That how? I feel like that would be the least likely one because that would take so much work and constant maintenance that if you stopped for like a second, everyone would just die.
See our episodes colonizing the oceans.
Did AI write this? I feel like you're right. Maybe this is all just AI, or like a lot of this was written with AI or something. Because that just like does not make sense.
Habitable worlds, ocean planets, for more
He's
discussion.
talking about Atlantis.
Cities in
Oh,
the sky.
Atlantis.
Cloud cities suspended high above Earth, or even higher
Ooh.
in the skies of Venus, could provide humanity with a new frontier
Star
of habitation.
Wars.
Whether using massive balloons,
Atlantis.
advanced aerostats, or rigid floating platforms, these airborne metropolises could exist where the air is cool and the skies are clear,
How?
offering a refuge from pollution, crowded lands, or even surface conflicts. Like raft cities, they could migrate. Some designs could hover above existing cities, acting as high-altitude suburbs, while others might drift freely on the
High-altitude
global air
suburbs.
currents, moving to stay in ideal climates. A floating city could be breathtaking. Imagine walking through streets lined
Whoa.
with gardens, looking down at the earth from thousands of feet above. Energy could come from solar panels.
floating
exposed
city
to
would
near
go
constant
crazy.
sunlight. No clouds blocking them for those high enough, while water might be collected from passing clouds above or below.
Ooh.
However, gravity is an ever-present concern. Keeping a city afloat requires enormous amounts of
Dude, yeah, imagine a city fell out of the sky. Another excellent video, Isaac. Very good.
lift, and any failure in stability system could spell disaster. Daily
spell
life might involve
disaster.
restrictions on movements, reliance on advanced automation, weight limitations on personal possessions, and little room for error and resource management. Without a strong infrastructure, cloud cities could become fragile, expensive luxuries for the elite, or worse, traps doomed to
Call
plummet from the sky.
Isaac. Isaac,
See our
pick up.
episode Cloud Cities
Isaac.
and Colonizing Venus for more discussion of living the high life.
Isaac, pick up the
Space
phone.
habitats. We spent our entire existence tethered to one world, but from the moment we built our
Tethered
first
to
true
one
space
world.
habitat, Humanity will have taken its first
Wait,
step
what's this
toward
one?
becoming a multi-world species.
Space habitats.
For all of human history, we've lived within the constraints
Space
of Earth's
stations.
surface, but space habitats offer the potential to leave the planet
city's on the
entirely
other world.
and build new homes among the stars. Whether a vast
with the
O'Neill
disk.
cylinder, a skinny Stanford torus, a compact Bernal sphere, a sprawling asteroid-based mining settlement, or any of the other space habitat designs we discussed in so many episodes, these artificial worlds could house millions in self-sustaining environments, free from planetary
These artificial
limitations.
worlds.
Unlike traditional planets, these habitats could be custom-built to suit any preference: Earth-like climates, exotic low-gravity environments, or even multi-tiered megastructures with enormous land area packed inside a relatively small volume.
Reach.
Life inside
Halo
a space
Reach.
habitat could be extraordinary. Imagine living in a city where the sky is curved above you, where agriculture is managed in towering rotating
Wow.
farms, and where gravity is precisely calibrated for
That would be
comfort.
crazy.
Power would come from massive solar arrays or huge high-tech reactors, and air and water would be imported from cometary bodies or endlessly recycled. There would be no ruinous storms, no natural disasters, just perfectly engineered environments designed for long-term sustainability. Space habitats could provide unparalleled freedoms, from
Sustainability.
microgravity recreation to the ability to create new societies, unbound by Earth's borders and traditions. Yet the
Dude, this was such a fun video, and his act, or not his act, I don't know what that is. The lisp made it so much more fun. Honestly, I would have probably closed this way earlier if he didn't have that lisp. That kept me locked in because I just wanted to hear him say more things.